being the fat boy in Serbia who was underrated and overlooked. He would then get drafted in the second round by the Denver Nuggets. His career started off non-traditional compared to others. The young Serbian center would make his first All-Star appearance in 2019 after averaging an impressive 20 points, 11 rebounds, and dished off 7 assists as well. He then became a back-to-back regular season MVP, and his latest accomplishment is winning the 2023 Finals MVP after defeating the Miami Heat in 5 games in the NBA Finals. Some people feel like this makes him a top 5 or even a top 3 center of all time.
How does that feel?
It's good. It's good. The job is done. We can go home now.
Past, such as Bill Russell, have something to say about that. He has 11 rings and is one of the best shot-blocking bigs and rebounders of the NBA history. Other players such as Shaq and Kareem, Lakers legend, have very impressive resumes. And then you have Hakeem, an NBA center who never gets put in the greatest big man conversation of all time, but had one of the best years. NBA champion, Finals MVP, NBA MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, First Team NBA, third in scoring. And then you have current players such as Giannis, who are adding to their resume every single season, getting that closer to the GOAT conversation. So let's just start off by sharing Nikola Jokic's stats. He averaged 24.5, a little under 12 rebounds, and a little under 10 assists a game, with 21.1 PIE. In the playoffs, this recent playoffs, he upped his scoring up to 30 points. If you look at Shaq's statistics, these are some of it. And I wanted to show you these stats by Shaq. Look at this, 38 points per game, 16.7 rebounds, and a little under 3 blocks per game. Now obviously Jokic hasn't beaten the assist department, but every other department, Shaq wins that. Now let me just start off by saying where I have Nikola Jokic before we continue with the video and the conversation. I have Nikola Jokic ranked number 5. Now, in my most recent video, my Nikola Jokic build video, I said he wasn't top 5. I took the time out to look at the list. He actually is. I have him at 5. I think before I said he was like 6 or 7, but that was me not looking at the list in front of me. I still can't put him above the players I showed you: Bill Russell, Hakeem, Kareem, and Shaq. And most of that has to do with complete body of work. I think Nikola Jokic, if he wins at least 1 or 2 more finals, that will automatically put him in the top 3, surpassing Bill Russell and Hakeem Olajuwon. I just think that Nikola Jokic is the most, you can make the argument, I think it's true, he is the most well-rounded offensive big man of all time, and it's not even close. I think a close second would be Hakeem, and then third would probably be Shaq. But Nikola Jokic's ability to just make cross-court passes, no-look passes, bring the ball up the court, even though Shaq could bring up the ball up the court as well. His vision is just legendary. He can rebound the ball with the best of them. That might be a couple slightly better rebounders, but he's up there. And his production and efficiency is up there with the all-time greats such as Shaq and Kareem. So from an offensive perspective, he's up there. He belongs in the top 5 or even top 3. Now, defense and resume is what's holding me back from having him in the top 3 right now. Like I said, I have him exactly at 5. I'm gonna give you my list right now. At number 1, I have Shaq. At number 2, I have Kareem. At number 3, I'm gonna go with Hakeem. At number 4, I'm gonna put Bill Russell. And then 5, Jokic. 6 would probably be Will Chamberlain for me. Tim Duncan is a power forward, even though he played center. Most people refer to him as the greatest power forward ever. So I'm just gonna leave that as B. But now let's talk about what Nikola Jokic needs to do to surpass these people. Now, I already said if he gets 1 more, that would have him surpass Bill Russell and Hakeem for me. The reason for that is that Hakeem only has 2, and Hakeem wasn't the passer that he is. Now, he was a way better defender, and he won an NBA championship. He won 2 NBA championships with a worse roster than Nikola Jokic did. But Nikola Jokic's efficiency, rebounding, and his let me get this right, I think his shot-making ability is as crazy as Hakeem was, because it came from in the post, the high post, and in mid-range was deadly. But Nikola Jokic's ability to completely stretch the floor and shoot 27-foot threes contested. Did y'all see those threes he made over Anthony Davis in the Western Conference Finals? Hakeem is not doing that now. I have to give him credit. So I would say he would be over Hakeem for me if he were to win another ring. Now, Bill Russell has 11, but Bill Russell is not nearly as skilled, especially offensively, as Nikola Jokic. He couldn't shoot over both shoulders. He had no mid-range jump shot. He obviously wasn't shooting the three because there was no three-pointer back then. And he wasn't nearly as efficient, not to mention that he was in a way weaker era where there was only 8 teams, and we only talk about 2 teams from his era, the Boston Celtics and the Lakers. I don't even know the other teams during that era. I think the team called the Royals were there. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, why I say Nikola Jokic is over Bill Russell is because mainly competition and Bill Russell's lack of an offensive game. If you put Bill Russell into today's game, I think he would still be an all-star level player, but I don't think he would have the aura, and we wouldn't have the reference for him that we currently do for him, since he was one of the first first superstars in the league's history. Like I said, I'm not trying to disrespect Bill. I think he would be an all-star player, but like I said, he can't shoot, he can't stretch the floor. I just don't think he would be as good of a player in today's society, in today's NBA, as he was in the 60s, when they focused on defense, interior scoring, and just winning championships. Alright, so we still value winning championships, you know what I mean, winning championships in a weaker era. So now what can Nikola Jokic do to enter the top 3? For me, the only way he can do that is if he wins 4 rings. Okay, Shaq has 4, Kareem has 6. Now Kareem wasn't the number 1 option on most of them. I think he was the number 1 option on 2 of them. Of course, he played with Oscar Robertson, but then when he went to the Lakers, he played with a young Magic, and then Magic within his prime as well. So he was probably only the number 1 option on maybe 2 or 3 of those rings, which is why I'm saying Nikola Jokic only needs 4 instead of needing to have 6 to tie Kareem. If Nikola Jokic wins 4, due to his passing and his efficiency, not that Kareem wasn't efficient because he had the most unstoppable hook shot and most unstoppable move of all time, so I'm sure his field goal percentage was high. But just the layers of Nikola Jokic game, he's just so much more versatile than Kareem. I think if he were to win 4 or 5, definitely 5, but at least 4 finals MVP, I would put him above Kareem. Now to get above Shaq, it's gonna be hard to beat Shaq, man, because he was dominant on both ends, and he has the MVPs to back it up. He has 3 finals MVPs, 4 rings. The way I can see Nikola Jokic being ranked higher than Shaq is by longevity. Okay, I think Nikola Jokic can catch him in statistics, meaning counting numbers, and through longevity, similar to LeBron and Jordan. I don't think LeBron is better than Jordan, but longevity-wise, his numbers and his overall body of work, you can debate, is on the same level, if not better than Jordan. I think that could be the thing with Shaq. Nikola Jokic will probably have a longer prime than Shaq, because you have to remember, Shaq did not take care of himself. I would say Shaq's prime is probably the middle of the Magic run, like somewhere between like 1995 to maybe 2000, not even that, maybe like 1996, until like maybe 2004 with the Lakers. So he had about like a 6-year or 7-year window. I think with Nikola Jokic below the rim style and his lack of athleticism and physicality, I think he can easily have a 10-year or 8 or 9-year peak. So I think that is the way he can catch Shaq, is by longevity. I think he can catch Kareem with 4 or 5 rings. But yeah, I think currently right now he has to be 5. I don't think he can be lower than 5. I think if you have him between 3 and 5 currently is fair. But thank you so much for watching. I tried to make it a little different for y'all. I'm still getting used to this editing. I'm trying to, perfect it or whatever. So expect these documentaries or debate videos to be improve as time goes on. But thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I have him ranked number 5 currently, and he's looking to move